recording of the record.
Are you doing it, Lindsay?
Sure.
Okay.
And you're good.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Trash Pandas. I am one of your hosts, Lindsay, and this is my marvelous, somewhat broken co-host,
Lauren.
Poor Lauren.
I broke my foot.
Lauren had a rough week.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Lots of time to catch up on watching some stuff, though, so that's cool.
Good thing we like doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like super prepared tonight. I was like, I can just kind of sit back and relax and watch other stuff before I go on. And like,
gosh, you did your homework ahead of time?
I did. And okay, so you know how like back in the like summertime when we were like hanging out doing it at your house like every single day, we'd be like cramming an episode in right before we go on. We'd be watching it in like 2 times speed. And like that's how I was doing it every week from then. But nope, not this time.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Well, I don't have much to talk about. This week has been so stressful for me. We had students return to the building, so that was a big thing going on, and just a bunch of other stuff happening around. But I did listen, or I'm listening to the audiobook called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, who hosts The Daily Show. So it's really interesting. It's funny. It's a good listen if you're looking for a new book to listen to. It talks a lot about the apartheid in South Africa, which I didn't know a lot about. I knew like the basics of it, but he like kind of really goes into it. So it's interesting. It's a good read.
Yeah.
Or a good listen. I like him actually reading it. So yeah.
That's cool. I kind of would like to check that out actually.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So
yeah, I've just been watching just my usual things like Marrying Millions and 1,000-Pound Sisters. For the first time ever, I'm like, well, not ever, but in a long time, I'm like running out of stuff to watch because I'm like just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. So you know how it is watching that new season of Bob's Burgers, memorizing it.
All right, well, let's dive into 90 Day.
Yep, let's do it. There's a lot to unpack in this episode, I feel like.
Yeah, there actually is. We're gonna have to definitely keep an eye on the time tonight.
Speed it up. Yep.
So let's talk about Yari. That was like a mix of the two. Yara and Jovi. So after their engagement party, which ended with them fighting because Jovi just ignored Yara and left her to her own devices at the party. So the next day they're talking in bed. They're at his parents' house still, and they're still kind of arguing. Like Yara's just like, I'm unhappy and I need respect, and last night should have been about both of us and not just about you talking to people, and you have to remember
the right to just leave her like that.
Right. And these are people she's never met before. She doesn't speak the language. She has every reason pregnant. To be upset. And she cries and she says, if she would have known her life would have been like this in America, she would have never came. And she tells Jovi that he needs to stop drinking. And of course, he's like, I don't drink that much. No, I'm not going to stop drinking. What, just because you're pregnant, I'm going to stop drinking?
I really like that he was like, not that drunk. And I'm just
like,
okay.
It's always like,
you're drunk.
Right. It's always, he's not that drunk, or he doesn't drink that much, or it's just, dude, you need to slow down. So yeah, she just voices her unhappiness, and he says that he's going to try to be more caring, and he's going to try to drink a little bit less.
Right. Just a little bit.
Which probably still means like a 6-pack a day at least.
Minimum. Yeah, bare minimum. How many drinks do you think? Didn't he chug like in the episode where we meet him, didn't he chug like 2 tall boys before he just like he's like, all right, let's go, like grabs
Right. You don't even know.
like
He's
just like
such a
out.
frat boy. Such a frat boy.
He totally is.
So yeah, then they go out and they talk to his parents because they're staying at their house, like I said, and it seems like his dad's not really excited about the pregnancy. He's kind of like questioning
yeah.
Jovi a lot. Like, are you sure you're making the right decision? I'm like, dude, she's
idea?
already knocked up.
I know. Yeah, you're kind of already screwed at this point.
This is already your grandchild. So I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here.
I know. And it's like, are you trying to like make her feel uncomfortable? Because they were saying before, like, what happens if it doesn't work out? Then like, and she moves to another country with like the kid or whatever, how hard it would be to like see them. And now they're like purposely making her feel like uncomfortable and stuff, like being there. Like maybe if they don't get married, it won't be an issue, but it's like she's pregnant though. It's like there's more than just her like marrying into your family now. It's like straight up, she's like birthing a child.
That's related to you.
Right. Your grandchild.
So his mom, they're talking about the pregnancy, and his mom was like, when you guys found out, were you like, oh shit? And Jovi was like, basically, yeah, I was like, oh shit. And Yara's like, what do you mean you were like, oh shit? Like,
yeah, is this a problem? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Like,
I felt so bad for her.
That. And then she's like, you know, if that's how you felt, maybe you should have been using protection. Like,
yeah, so, completely like, unreasonable request.
You weren't trying that hard not to have a baby. So that's your reaction. Oh shit. Like,
yeah, that was very bizarre to me because I was like, why would you like even suggest to them that that's like a way to react about it? Like, talk about that like in private or whatever, but like making her feel like poorly about becoming pregnant, like she purposely did that or something.
Right. And especially like after she'd been through a miscarriage, it's like,
right. A lot of people are like, oh, that's awesome. Otherwise, if you've been through a miscarriage already and you weren't ready to have a fucking kid, then you'd be like, let's make sure that doesn't happen again.
Right. So then it turns to wedding talk. And we know from the very beginning that Yara did not want a large wedding, but now it seems like she's saying she just wants Jovi and her there.
Yeah.
And you can just see like the fire, the flames in his mom's eyes. Like she is livid.
Oh my God. She's like,
Jovi tells his mom that
Clue, and she's like, the flames coming out of the side of my face.
Like, and she keeps looking at Jovi like, you better say something, like you better fix this situation. And basically Jovi's like, I'm not handling this situation today, like we've already fought enough. This is what she wants, this is what we're going with.
Right.
And his dad is like, you really think this wedding is a good idea? Just had to say that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have like, I don't know how I feel about the wedding thing. Like, I understand she wants a small wedding, but I do like kind of feel for Jovi's mom.
Yeah, I do too. I understand why she would be like, what the hell? I want to watch my son get married. You know, I get that.
It was one thing to say, I want a small wedding, and then to be like, now I just want us to.
Okay, but like the way that Jovi reacted to that and like what he said to her, where he was just like, I don't want to like fight about it right now. I think that he's going to like end up saying something to Yara in the future and be like, at least my parents.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's like what I think is going to happen. I don't know. The entire thing is just very weird because like I see where Jovi's parents are coming from, but I also understand why Yara's like, I kind of just want it to be like an intimate thing between the two of us. If they're just going to like Vegas or something, you know, it's like a kind of like eloping, you know?
Yeah. And his mom did get to throw them the big engagement party. So
Yeah, and it was like a wedding. We watched them do a
Yeah.
first dance. They cut a cake. Like
yeah.
it was a wedding. She was wearing a white dress for Christ's sake.
Right. So yeah, Joey's mom needs to just like back off a little bit.
I
And
agree.
his dad needs to stop being such a douche.
Oh yeah, he's a total D-bag for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they start walking around NOLA. They have to marry in like 2 weeks. That's the other thing too.
He's
is
leaving
that-
for work.
Yeah. And like we all knew that was like a thing. So I was just like, okay, I understand that that's like what's about to happen, but I don't know. The whole 2 weeks thing seems like that was poorly planned out.
Yeah, and like you need to figure out this wedding shit.
Right. They don't even have like a basic idea. They're just like, we're going to Vegas. That's like
Right.
what they understand to be true.
Yeah.
So weird. The entire thing is just very weird. She seems like Yara even seems like very like I don't know how like what word to say, but
Indifferent or like
yeah,
not.
I mean, yeah, it's just like she's so like, well, whatever, like that's fine. Like I don't care where I get married or what I'm wearing or you know what I mean? It's like so weird because like girls are usually, especially really, really pretty girls like her, like let's go get married at like do like this big thing and she wants her family there and stuff. And if my family can't be there, then I'm just gonna get married in a drive-through wedding chapel. Like, okay. It's just weird. But I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think next week is interesting. The preview for next week with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Joey's an idiot.
I really like the part where she was asking him about like Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah, and he knows like nothing about Mardi Gras.
He knows nothing about it. And she goes, you celebrate, but you don't even know what you celebrate. You need to like learn more about your culture. He's like, I don't know, just celebrate before everyone starts to go drinking again. They like don't drink, they don't go drink anymore, but they just drink before they do that. And she's like, wait, these are religious people? What about religion says go get fucked up? Like, it's so funny.
Listen, don't bash Mardi Gras.
I am, yeah, right, exactly.
Yara,
come on.
Like, know what it is. If you lived there your entire life, you should know what Mardi Gras is. Anyways,
So
all right, let's move on.
Yes.
Stephanie and Ryan.
They're no longer together. And I really like the part where she like stabs the balloons.
Okay, wait. First of all, can we talk about why does she always have to add in my 27-year-old fiance, Ryan? Why?
And every time she says it, it sounds like she's getting more and more unsure about it. Like she's like, my 27-year-old fiance, Ryan, baby.
2020 can eat my ass.
Fuck off and die, Ryan. I mean, seriously.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Lord, take me away.
Dude.
He's going to have all the quotes from me.
This woman is like reality TV gold.
I know. And I have so much to say about her for this. There's like not a lot that happens, but I have so much to say about her personally. I probably have like more than half of my notes on this couple are like side notes that I'm making about her.
Okay, so she's like crying in an interview saying that she's upset because she dedicated 3.5 years to an effing liar. And this is when she goes and she stabbing the balloon that he gave her. First, she tries to step on it, but it's not popping.
She's too unstable.
It's like one of those like aluminum balloons.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So she's like trying to step on it. It's not popping. So she like takes out a knife and she's laughing like this maniacal laugh. And she's just like stabbing the balloon.
I loved this. I lived for it. I seriously, this is like the best mess. I love it. It was so good. I like rewound it and watched it like 3 fucking times.
She is.
Get this shit off my back porch. I'm like, ma'am, you're renting this for the week.
Right. Who are you talking to?
She's like, it's one of my cabana boys.
Right. I gave him a watch.
Get this shit off my back porch.
Dude.
Oh my God. And then I love that she's like walking off to go see Harris.
No, when she walks down the stairs in her outfit to see Harris, I wrote geriatric Barbie.
I wrote linebacker. She's walking all like her
What?
shoulders are out.
What is with her fashion choices and her hair?
Okay,
Like,
the pigtails.
what is?
I can't anymore with
like
that.
messy, sloppy pigtails.
Yeah, it's just all of the benzos.
And then her purse is the lipstick.
I said that too. I wrote down the fucking lipstick purse.
What is it? Why?
Yeah. Oh my God. I wanted to watch her open it and see
so
what part of
tacky.
that compartment is actually a purse and how much of it is just like a giant showpiece. Oh my God. How gaudy. So tacky.
so
Everything she
tacky.
does is gaudy and tacky.
Everything is gaudy and tacky. Everything.
Oh my God.
So when she like gets there to see, Harris is like waiting by the pool for her or whatever, like at a table, and she's just so weird. Like she gives him like this big hug, and then she's like, "Come here, Harris, take a look around.
Oh, she's already fucked up.
Isn't the pool beautiful?" Oh yeah.
What did I wrote down? She said, "Isn't this wonderful?"
Yeah.
She's already screwed up, dude. As soon as she comes down there, I don't know what she's doing, but as soon as she comes down there to like see him, she's fucked up.
She needs an intervention. Like it's, I
Yeah.
know, like we're laughing, but like it's
No, she has like some sort of like dependency.
She has like some substance abuse problem.
Absolutely. And the other thing, this happens like right after this, you know, they're talking or whatever. She brings them into the house and they're talking about, you know, like everything that happened. And she's like, I want you. Go ahead.
Wait, first, hold on. We'll get there. We didn't talk about Harris.
That is Harris.
No, I know, but we didn't talk about, he says he's like, when Stephanie called him, he was like, I dropped everything in the middle of the night to ride a bus for 4 hours, then hop on a boat for 2 hours to
I wrote 6 hours of travel. That was all I wrote about it.
To come see Stephanie. Like, he knows that he's gonna get something from this. Like,
well, yeah.
I think monetarily he's motivated by it.
Yeah.
And then they're talking and Stephanie's like telling him like, for real, it's for real over this time. And Harris is basically saying like, I warned you, like I told you he wasn't a good person and like he wasn't going to manipulate you. And then this is what you're talking about. Go ahead.
She just asked him to stay with her for like 3 or 4 nights until she goes back to Michigan. And while she's talking to him, she's like doing these weird like head nods and like eye rolling, and she's got like one eye half open, and she's just being like, you can tell that she's like screwed up. So at one point, like he agrees to stay, and when she stands up from the couch, she's like has to like think about what she's doing next. Like she pauses and she like kind of like looks off like, where am I going now? And then like starts to walk up the stairs to like let him get cleaned up before they go out for drinks, which I'm like, Stephanie, well, I don't think you need any more drinks, girl.
Did you also notice when she was like, I appreciate you, Ryan Harris?
Yep.
So much.
Yep.
And I was just like, girl, like it's like that's scary.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
She gets more and more screwed up the more episodes we see her in.
I know. It's like is this what you do on vacation? But that's not good.
That's not just her vacation. She was kind of like that before.
I mean, she was a little weird before, but nowhere near this. So I'm
I
like,
feel like what happened was that she always takes whatever concoction she takes, and then she got into this fight with Ryan, and now she's just taking more of that concoction because she's
And
pissed off
mixing it with alcohol.
and mixing it with alcohol. Exactly. She's got to be. I mean, that there's no other way that's.
It's not good.
No, it's not good.
All right. Brandon and Julia.
Yep.
Brandon is like, they're at dinner with his parents. They're drinking apothic wine. But Brandon's just like kind of nonchalant about the wedding because it's like the beginning of COVID, and he's like, well, you know, if we have to, we can just go like sign some papers and get married. And this like pisses Julia off because she really wants the big church wedding. And but like, I see where he's coming from, where he's like, if we need to keep your visa, we'll just sign the paperwork and then we can have the wedding at like a later date, like the big wedding, like the church ceremony. But other than that, I also have that Julia's going dress shopping, and Betty invites herself to go because of course Betty does. And they go, and Julia is like so cute, excited to try on these wedding dresses.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that any girl would be for sure. I was excited to watch her do it. I love watching people wedding dress shop.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder what my dress is gonna look like.
She was just like so like, it was really cute because we don't normally see her very excited about things.
Yeah.
So in this, like, Brandon goes with, because Julia wants Brandon there. She didn't want Betty there. But Brandon tells Betty, like, just stay neutral on your opinions. And
yeah.
Betty's just like really put off by this.
She was like, really? And I was happy that she said that it sounded like a Brandon thing, because I would hate for that to make her not like Julia even more.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like happy that she thought that was like more of like a Brandon thing and not so much Julia. But she sticks true to it. I didn't hear her say anything bad. I mean, there was a couple times where like on her face, it was kind of like written on her face that she didn't like the dress as much. I was like, oh, I bet you these dresses are like way too revealing for her.
You think so?
I don't know. That's just the way that it, like, her face read to me. Like they would like go to her and she'd be like smiling, but it was like a very like, you know.
Yeah.
The dresses were all beautiful, but if for like a mom and stuff, I think that like a mom like that, I think it would be like awkward. She didn't like seeing hickeys, but I'm sure she doesn't want her
right. That's
face
true.
between the boobs, you know.
She's a Puritan
for sure. She wants her to wear a turtleneck.
While she's trying on the dresses, they call Julia's mom and like FaceTime her, so Julia's mom can see some of it, which is nice. I love listening to Julia speak to her mom in Russian. Like how quick, I just love the sound of it. It's really cool. Brandon's sitting there and he's just like so indifferent and he's just annoying. Like I would be annoyed if I was Julia too. Like, give me some input. I want your input.
He's like yawning.
Yeah, he's like, it's nice. It's a nice dress. Like, that's not the reaction I want from my fiance.
Right. I agree. I was like, why is he even there to begin with?
Yeah, she wanted him there. I don't know. That's all that really happens with them. She doesn't end up getting a dress as far as I saw.
No, she doesn't.
Or maybe she does but didn't tell us. I don't know.
No, I don't think so, because I think that I recall like the dress lady being like, oh yeah, just like think about what you had today and then, you know, like let us know when you're ready or whatever to like purchase something. I think she was just going to like look at styles and see
Yeah.
what she liked.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it for them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A lot
you
of these
wanna
I had like more notes than I really needed.
What?
I said I always have like more notes than I really needed.
Oh.
So I think it's like a lot of stuff.
Do you want to talk about Natalie and Mike?
Yeah. So Natalie is still upset. Surprise, surprise. And she calls her friend Svetlana to talk. And she's like explaining the issue between her and Mike, and like the whole like not having her ring, and like, you know, him staying at his friend Sarah's house and all that other stuff. And Svetlana's just kind of like she's okay. So Natalie's like, I think that he's mad at me, is what she says. And I'm like, yeah, dude, of course he's mad at you. You like gave him back your ring. And Svetlana's just kind of like, you need to like calm down and, you know, like talk. That's basically what I have written down.
Yeah.
And so this like calms Natalie down enough that she like is ready to talk to him. And she says, first I build the trust and then I have the ring. So like the entire intention is to get him to trust that she's not jealous anymore and that they've like moved on from this. And then she'll get her ring back and she'll be better. So she goes to like go talk to him, and he's like chopping wood, you know. Of course he is. And she like comes over, and I don't really like her because she's like comes over like, oh, what a beautiful day it is. And I'm like, if she came over to me after all of that and was saying like what a beautiful day it is and stuff, I'd be like, what is about to happen?
I'd be like, what do you want?
What are we about to fight about right now?
Yeah.
You know? So I get why he totally has his guard up the entire time talking to her. But mostly she just kind of like apologizes and says that she's wants to just like trust him and, you know, like forgive and forget, so to speak. That's like what she says. And that she just like wants to move on and like start from the beginning. And he's like pretty okay with that, I guess. That's like everything I have written down for them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand like Mike being like how he has a guard up with her, but like you are running out of time. You only have so much time. So if you're going to continue to have your guard up and continue to not want to work on things with her, then just send her home.
Right.
Tell her that it's not going to happen. Like, you do it. Tell her that. He just has like no light left in his eyes. Like he's just like, he seems just so defeated.
He
like,
is miserable.
Yeah.
We know he's miserable.
Yeah.
He's actually he doesn't smile. I don't think I've seen him smile or laugh or anything like that this entire time, except for the one time where he's like, I can see it in your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like the only time.
Yeah. So I don't know. And it just bothers me that we know where this is headed. Like,
and at this point, it's probably got to be like only 15 days away from them getting married.
It's so obviously a disaster.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how this ends for them. Like, I know that they get married, but I mean, like, how
where
long
are they now?
They're divorced? Yeah.
Right.
What a terrible thing for me to say.
I mean, but it's just like all we've seen is a disaster. Yeah. So it's like, how could you? No one in their right mind would think that that's gonna work.
Yeah, I agree.
Tariq and Hazel.
Yep, they're looking for a girlfriend still. They're looking at, you know, Plenty of Fish or wherever the fuck they're looking. And of course, everyone's a catfish or fake profiles. What?
No, it's true. It's just so funny because then Hazel's like, I like that one. And Tariq's like, yeah, it's a fake.
That's not a real person. I know. This poor girl like doesn't actually really understand that about. It's so terrible.
So she is like very adamant like about not wanting to date an Asian woman. Because Tariq is into Thai women.
Obviously, yeah.
And this like makes her jealous. She thinks that like Tariq will end up like showing favoritism towards the girlfriend if she's Thai. Hazel is very immature. And like the more I see of her on screen, the more I like see her immaturity. And she doesn't have much personality. So it's really hard to like understand her motives and like who she is as a person.
Right.
So Tariq makes the dumb suggestion to talk to Minty, who is their ex-girlfriend, to ask her for advice. Why do you think this would help, Tariq?
The entire time, as soon as they said that they were gonna like call her, I was like, well, what is the point of this? I don't understand.
And immediately Hazel's pissed off. She's like, I don't trust you because what is this, some sort of plan like to bring her back into our lives?
And yeah, and he says that he wants to do this because she knows them like like very well. And I was like, didn't they date for like 3 days?
Yeah, like a couple weeks, if that.
Right.
Like she was talking to Tariq for a few weeks and then brought Hazel in and then it was like a few days.
So like what I understand is like they were so like okay, he and Hazel broke up. He started dating Minty for a couple of weeks. Him and Hazel got back together. He decided that he didn't want to break up with Minty either. And Hazel was like also like, okay, let's do girls together. And so then they all started dating. And then Hazel was like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore. And then they all had to break up.
Yeah.
Right. So why you think that you would call Minty of all people to get her to tell you whether like what kind of person you should be dating? This was totally planned on Tariq's part.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To have it be like
to talk to her again.
Yeah, to talk to her again and to have her suggest that they get back together.
Yes. So it was interesting that we got to see Minty.
Yeah.
And like hear her talk. So Hazel was just giving Minty the biggest attitude the entire time, which I don't really blame her. I'd be pissed off too. But Minty does suggest like, well, if you're looking for a girlfriend, like why not me? And
Minty isn't in it because she likes Hazel.
No, she's in it because she likes Tariq.
She just likes Tariq. And then she's like, well, if I have to be with Hazel too, then I will. But that's the thing, is that Hazel's looking for a girl that will be with Tariq and Hazel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And Minty is looking for somebody who will be with, no, she's looking to just be with Tariq.
Right.
But will tolerate Hazel. There's not going to be a connection, like a girlfriend connection between Hazel and Minty.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a mess. Yeah, he just needs to completely stop talking to her or that relationship's going to be over.
And then she even said, like, when they hung up, she was like, did we really need to ask somebody, or did you just want to talk to her? And I'm like, duh, she just wants to talk to her.
Right. Of course. 1000%. All right. We're flying through this.
I know.
Good for us.
I'm proud of us.
Rebecca and Ziad. So Ziad's at the apartment alone and he's trying to figure out how to use the dishwasher. And first of all, he puts the pans in the top part of the dishwasher, which is a no-go.
Which is a no-go. I think that you're not supposed to put them in there.
Then he's like, Tanisha for the clothes? like he's saying to the cameraman, like, and pointing at the dishwasher, like, we have this in Tunisia for clothes, like a washing machine. Is like,
Right.
Tunisia for the clothes, but for the chicken, no.
And I'm like, for the chicken, what the fuck is he talking about?
I love it because I think he meant in the kitchen.
Kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at first, I
it was-
rewound it because I was like, did he just say he put a chicken in there? And then I was like, never mind. I think he meant kitchen.
It was so
For the
cute.
chicken?
It was cute. It's cute that he's trying.
The only thing that really bothered me is he put that fucking spoon back in the drawer and it was the wrong way. All of them were facing one way and it drove me crazy when
you
he
know
closed
Rebecca comes home at night and like has to rearrange everything.
Yup, I sure do.
At least he's trying.
Yeah, he is trying.
So Rebecca is working all of the time. This is in the beginning of COVID again, now that we're seeing. And so she's working a lot. But she took the day off and planned something special for the two of them to do.
Yeah, and I wrote down, how about go get your fucking furniture?
Right. Do they still not have their furniture?
I didn't think so.
Oh my God.
It didn't look like it to me, but I was kind of just being super, judgmental of them. So
if he doesn't have furniture to sit on during the day, that is messed
go get your fucking furniture out of the goddamn whatever you call it, locker
Let
thing.
that hot 24-year-old help him.
Yeah, call Hannah. Get Hannah back here. We need some fucking furniture.
So, she rented them a cabin that is part of a wedding venue, or like is on a wedding venue. I don't know. But she wants to take them there to obviously have a night away, but also to check it out to have a wedding there. So when they get there, she has a surprise for him. A horse and carriage pulls up. Ziad is very happy to see the horse. It was a beautiful horse.
Yeah. Pendragon was his name, and he was huge and beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.
I like that he was like, I like horse.
Yeah. he goes, he's so handsome.
Yes, I like horse. I like, the animals.
So Ziad mentions, they're in the carriage, lovely, romantic, blah, blah, blah. Rebecca's speaking in caveman to Ziad because she doesn't think that he can understand anything. Or maybe he can't, but then it's like, he needs to learn.
Just talk to him like a normal person.
Talk to him normally. Emphasize.
I don't understand what the problem is.
You can slow down what you're saying, but you don't have to remove like word. It's weird. I don't like it. So
gets rid of like the and.
Yeah.
It's like those like filler words that kind of like help out to form a sentence. It's just weird.
While they're in the carriage, Rebecca's like, we could have a beautiful wedding here, and he's like, with like everything, like his point, what I was gathering was because everything that's going on in the world, we should probably just do like a court marriage.
Yeah, just get it done.
Yeah.
During the 90 days and then worry about having a wedding after.
Right. But she's like, she just keeps saying beautiful wedding, like over and over, how much she wants a beautiful wedding. And I'm like, girl, this is your 4th wedding.
He's more concerned about coronavirus than she is.
Right. He's taking it more seriously than she is.
Like the American thinks it's a joke.
Right. So so then they go back to the cabin and Ziad's saying, they're talking about how I guess he drops the bombshell on her that he needs to marry before Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
Because during Ramadan, he's not allowed to stay like in the same household as Rebecca.
Yeah, unmarried women.
So she would have, like, if they're not married before that time, she would have to go stay somewhere else. And she is just like flabbergasted. Like, she just does not understand why he didn't tell her this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what's so funny is that you're so quick to be like, well, that's part of Ziad's conservative Muslim beliefs, like to everyone else. But when he's actually practicing his belief and saying, like, I can't do this, she's just shocked. And once again, maybe do some research and ask the person that you're with about their beliefs and about their traditions and these things. Like, it's just so ignorant.
And I understand where she was like, why didn't you tell me that? But then he made a really good valid point where he was like, well, we didn't know when our visa was going to start, so how was I supposed to know that we were going to do it towards Ramadan? However, he probably should have like made mention of that when he figured that out. But whatever.
I don't know.
Like, you have to get married either way during these 90 days. So here's the thing. Just sign the fucking paperwork tomorrow.
Right.
Be married on paper, okay?
Right.
And then do your wedding
right
later on when you guys can plan out some big fucking wedding and not have to like, why is this an issue? I don't understand why all these people are having an issue with it. It's just like with what was it, Julia and Brandon.
Yeah.
Well, he was like, oh yeah, like we haven't even gotten our marriage license yet. Like,
right.
You have to get married within the 90 days. So why don't you just do that like immediately? Go do that now, sign the shit, and then get married later. I don't understand.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why these people are all really big procrastinators.
I mean, I guess like I get the whole like, well, let's get used to each other thing, but it's just like you might as well just at least get the paperwork out of the way and you can sign it the day you get married, but just have it so you can just do it if you need to.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't even like that argument. This is to get used to each other, these 90 days. Like, you should already know each other at that point.
You shouldn't be bringing someone to America to like possibly get rid of their entire life because you guys don't know each other.
Right.
Whatever.
So, that's really all I have for Rebecca and Ziad.
Same. That's like where mine ends. And then I have Amira and Andrew, and this is the most action we've got out of them this entire fucking time.
Seriously, it is.
And it's really not even that great. So I almost forgot about this snooze fest, but she goes to go see her dad and tell him that they're going to meet in Siberia to like quarantine. Serbia. Why did I put Siberia? To Serbia. Siberia would be like really, really, really weird for them to go to. Like, why are you going there? So they're in Serbia, or they're going to Serbia, and that's what she wants to tell her dad. And they're gonna like quarantine, or she's gonna quarantine there for 2 weeks and then enter the United States to be with them. And her dad, of course, is like rightfully so skeptical and is like, oh, you do the mistake again, you know, like, because she just went through this in Mexico. And I'm like, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. And so he starts like raising some good points to her, like, oh, well, like, where was he when you were detained before? How come he didn't come and get you?
That was my question. Why didn't he just stay at the hotel?
And you and I were talking about the entire time about how he was like still going out and doing like the excursion things. And he was still like, oh yeah, I was out in the sun today. Oh, I have this really big dinner planned tonight. And she's all like, oh, I just got home from being in a fucking shit box for 3 days with no way to tell what time it is or what day it is. But, you know, glad you're out getting couples massages. You know, like,
ooh.
He's just like, seriously, he's like, oh gosh, like my skin is burned because I was just out having such a great time in Mexico. It's beautiful.
Pina coladas.
And she's all like, oh, I slept in a pile of vomit, you know, for 3 days. So thanks. You know? Anyway, so her dad's like raising some actual issues. I mean, like, he's a fucking coward is what he says.
Yeah.
And then finally, you know, because she's like, well, I have no other choice. Like, this is the only thing I can do. And, you know, he like gets mad at me if I decide not to do this. And the dad was like, all right, if you go do that, then I'm not going to speak to you anymore. And I personally think that's kind of unfair. I don't think that anyone should ever, like, especially parents should like say stuff like that. But as soon as he says this, her reaction is, ah, like,
Yeah, she doesn't have reaction. That was like the perfect impression. She does not have reaction.
she has zero, like, her face doesn't change, her inflection doesn't change. She just goes, ah. And, and the dad, she's like, oh, do you hear what you're saying to me? And, you know, obviously she's like concerned about that. So they cut off, and then it comes back, and Andrew is calling Amira and like talking to her, and he knows about dad's ultimatum, and he's like, if anyone is going to have like any way of like planting a bad seed of like having her not come to America, then it's gonna be him. And I'm like, are you trying to like put her against her dad or something? Because fuck you. And but he wants to solidify plans today on whether or not she's going to Serbia. And so the smartest thing he ever fucking did was he went ahead and got an immigration lawyer to have a meeting with them, a Skype meeting or whatever, Zoom, and talk about what their options are and how she can get to America. She asked some like pretty basic questions. How long has it been since you were issued your K1? She got hers issued on March 12th, which was right before everything was shut down in the United States. And so they're like, okay, obviously that's not the issue. And then they find out that the reason why she was detained in Mexico is because upon entry, they asked her what the reason for her stay was. And she said it was to meet with her fiance. And I guess that was kind of like suspicious because
Red flag.
it like gave them the indication that she was like possibly going to go to Mexico, get married in Mexico, and then stay in Mexico. Where in reality, what she should have said was vacation.
Yeah.
Everything would have been fine if she just said,
I'm here for vacation. Yeah.
Right. So, but they do find out that a possibility of having their visa reissued that's a thing, because if they miss out on their visa because of like something beyond their control, then you can have it reissued. Otherwise, it's very, very hard to have it reissued ever again.
But the lawyer thinks that they have a really good chance of
right, because it's a pandemic. It's literally a pandemic.
Obviously.
So, understandable. The other thing I wanted to say about the dad too was that he also made mention of the pandemic and was just like, if you really loved her, you would say, then you should wait.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So the immigration lawyer gets off of the call, and they're sitting there talking, and she's basically like, I don't believe that that's like, it's so like black and white and so simple. And she's scared to go to Serbia and then have like something happen, or to reissue, because there isn't like a guarantee that they can reissue. And he basically says he'll do whatever she wants, even though she seems like she's like skeptical about that.
Yeah. Well, also to mention one more thing, and
Sure.
I don't know this, but the dad brought it up about Serbia, that it's not known for like having a good human rights track.
Yeah, I do remember him saying that. So I didn't know if that was true or not.
He was worried basically about her safety while she was there. Like he said this, I'm not saying this because I don't know, but he said that it's like Serbia's ran like a mafia, and that they can just take you for any reason, and they don't have to give you reasons for things. They can just take you and lock you up and whatever. So he's worried about like not only COVID and pandemic, but how Serbia operates itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just and whether or not they're going to be respectful of her, and whether or not she's gonna have issues going there or coming back, you know?
Yeah.
Or getting into America afterwards. You know, that's all, these are all things like left up in the air. So
yeah, that's a weird thing. It's like we were letting people in from Serbia during this time.
Right.
I don't know. That just seems like, but we weren't letting people in from
From
France.
France? Yeah, I was also wondering that.
I
was
don't
like,
know.
what?
That's just weird. I don't know. Anyways, so that's basically it, right?
That is basically it. Yeah. That's all I have.
Next week, obviously I'm excited to see more Stephanie always, but I'm really excited about this Jovi Yara strip club thing.
Yeah, me too.
Because Yara, or why do I always want to call, like, combine their names? Jovi looks like a big a-hole. So
Yeah, Jovi is a big a-hole, though.
Yeah. So that should be fun. We still haven't picked the documentary to do next week. We'll pick one very shortly. So
yeah, we should probably have one by Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll give you at least a week's heads up for whatever we're doing next.
And I believe that next week we're also going on Wednesday, aren't we?
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah. All right. Well, hell yeah. Next week we'll have more 90 Day Fiance and we'll have a documentary out for you guys. We'll figure it out for you. We'll let you know. And thanks for coming on and listening. And we can't wait to talk more trash with you. Oh yeah, and we're talking about doing little intro music and stuff. So looking forward to that.
Yay!
We're excited to share that with you. So thanks for coming.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.